I am Bruce Teague. I'm currently the mayor of Iowa City. I also own a home care agency, Caring Hands and More, and I just absolutely love the opportunity to be here to speak to all of the young people out there that is on their path to being who they want to be. So I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, and I grew up with my mom and my dad, and I had 5 siblings all together. And so my sisters were older than me, and I have a younger brother. And all of my family, we were together all the time. We went to church. Church was a big part of our life. Family was a huge part of my upbringing. And then at the age of 17, I was failing chemistry, and it was a requirement in order to graduate. And I was in my senior year taking chemistry. And so the real reason I came to Iowa City is because I wanted to graduate on time with my class. And so my sister, who was at the University of Iowa, convinced my parents that if I moved here, I didn't have to have chemistry. So here I am, 17 years old, moved to Iowa City without parents, and living with my sister, who was a party animal at the University of Iowa. It was a very different world. And as I began to meet people, I learned that, wow, these people are interesting. I was in an all-black neighborhood in my community, and in Iowa City, I was not in an all-black community. And so I began to engage with people and meet people for who they were, and they met me for who I was. And from there, I started working in the community. I worked at Hardee's and Hy-Vee. I really enjoyed that. It teach you how to organize. So there is a life lesson in doing stuff in grocery bags. But as I began to continue in finding careers, I went back to healthcare, which is where I started with my grandmother. And so I started working at Oak Knoll, which is a retirement place here. And then Iowa City Hospice. I turned 19 at Iowa City Hospice, and I was caring for dying individuals. And wow, was that a life changer for me. But what I realized was my purpose was to be present for the person that was about to make their transition and be supportive to the family who was having impending loss. And so I soon went to nursing school and got my RN degree after graduating from the University of Iowa with my bachelor in psychology. In 2004, I was caring for a patient while I was working at Mercy Hospital, and this individual really wanted to go home. And so I was doing private duty care every now and then, and I went home and gathered up a team to keep her at home. And after that took place, there was this call from various people in the community that we need some options to have people remain in their home and make their transitions. And so I left my job, craziest thing I've ever did, left my job, started my agency, and the rest is history. I have about 90 employees now. I started in my home, which was a trailer home, where I had 2 employees working in the office, and then it was about 4 or 5 of us starting out where we did the care in people's homes. But from that kind of meager start has really grown into a service where we really do help people in their times of need. And we have group homes. We also have a house where we care for 5 dying patients. It's called the Bird House in our community. And so it is what my life work is caring for other people. If I could tell my younger self anything, I think it would be, Bruce, you are fine just the way you are. I was gay and I was hiding, and that was unfortunate. I didn't grow up in a community where it was acceptable. But now when I see the young people where they have clubs that really support who they are no matter what they are, I have been so inspired. So I do think that if I was to tell my young self anything, it would be exactly who you are, and find supporters that will support you for who you are. When I heard there was an opening for the City of Iowa City City Council, I thought, now is not the time. But a lot of friends said now is the time. And I couldn't imagine actually taking on such a responsibility. But because I have a servant's heart, I really feel that I'm serving our community in a different way. And I got on council in 2018, and then I became mayor only 18 months later in 2020. And so I feel very blessed to be in this role. And also, one thing that I noticed is when people come to me, they're really appreciative. And especially when I speak to young people, they are overjoyed that they're meeting a mayor, and they point out that, wow, you're Black and you're gay? You are my hero. And so I never realized how my story and how my life would inspire other individuals. And I think it gives hope to all of our community. No matter who you are, you can be whatever you wish to be.